Reading from Bhagavad-Gītā, chapter 18, text 3. 18th chapter, text number 3. 18.3. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Tyājyaṁ doṣa-vat karma prāhur manīṣiṇaḥ yajña-dāna-tapaḥ-karma tyājyaṁ iti cāpare tyājyaṁ doṣa-vat karma prāhur manīṣiṇaḥ yajña-dāna-tapaḥ-karma tyājyaṁ iti cāpare tyājyaṁ doṣa-vat karma prāhur manīṣiṇaḥ yajña-dāna-tapaḥ-karma tyājyaṁ iti cāpare. He wants to say Prabhuji's. Tyājyaṁ doṣa-vat karma prāhur manīṣiṇaḥ yajña-dāna-tapaḥ-karma tyājyaṁ iti cāpare.
Tyājyaṁ doṣa-vat karma prāhur manīṣiṇaḥ yajña-dāna-tapaḥ-karma tyājyaṁ iti cāpare. Tyājyaṁ must be given up. Doṣa-vat as an evil. Iti thus ek 1 2 karma vat prāhuḥ dese manīṣiṇaḥ great thinkers yajña of sacrifice dāna charity tapaḥ and penance karma works thus. Translation Purport, please divine grace, receive Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhu. Translation. Some learned men declare that all kinds of fruitive activities should be given up as faulty. Yet other sages maintain that acts of sacrifice, charity and penance should never be abandoned. There are many activities in the Vedic literature which are subjects of contention. For instance, it is said that an animal can be killed in a sacrifice, yet some maintain that animal killing is completely abominable. Although animal killing in a sacrifice is recommended in the Vedic literature, the animal is not considered to be killed. The sacrifice is to give a new life to the animal. Sometimes the animal is given a new animal life after being killed in the sacrifice, and sometimes the animal is promoted immediately to the human form of life. But there are different opinions among the sages. Some say that animal killing should always be avoided, and others say that for a specific sacrifice it is good. All these different opinions on sacrificial activity are now being clarified by the Lord himself. Sri Chaitanya Manavishtam Sthavita Mena Mudaya Swamrupa Gramakyam Pradati Savadikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shira Parambaram Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sadhajatam Sadhanaganata Vidandam Sajivam Sadhvedam Sadhaguru Panchasaridam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Bhagavan Swamendra Shri Vaishnavamscha Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Indre Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Vidyanamane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Prajayane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaurava Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vachakarma Derivista Prabhasindu Devaja Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. So, we are reading from Bhagavad-Gītā as chapter 18, the final chapter, the perfection of renunciation, text number 3. So, if you see, actually Bhagavad-Gītā is being over by 17th chapter, but again in the 18th chapter, Arjuna wants to clarify some final doubts. So, for that actually the conclusion is being made in this chapter. So, finally, here Arjuna is asking which is better. Like, he is asking whether karma sannyasa or yukta sannyasa. Like he is asking one question in the first sloka itself. Then Lord is answering. So just we can go through the previous two slokas translation so that we will get a continuation. So if you see actually, like, actually for every chapter there is a summary given in Bhagavad-Gītā. So if we read that summary, then we will get a gist of that chapter. Like here it is mentioned, Krishna explains the meaning of renunciation and the effects of the modes of nature on human consciousness and activity. He explains Brahma realization, the glories of the Bhagavad-Gītā, and the ultimate conclusion of Gita, the highest path of yajña, is absolute unconditional loving surrender unto Lord Krishna, which frees one from all sins, brings one to complete enlightenment, and enables one to return to Krishna's eternal spiritual home. So this is the content of this chapter. So here, this chapter is named as Perfection of Renunciation. So we know that actually with every chapter mostly Arjuna is asking one question and Lord Krishna answers. So here also Arjuna is asking one important question. He is asking, Arjuna said, "O mighty armed one, I wish to understand the purpose of renunciation, tyājyaṁ, and of the renounced or of like sannyasa or purification level in master of senses." So he is asking this question to Lord Krishna. So then Lord Krishna is answering. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, the giving up of activities that are based on material desire is what great men got renounced out of life, sannyasa, and giving up the results of all activities is what the wise call renunciation. And again going to today's sloka. Some learned men declare that all kinds of fruitive activities should be given up as faulty. Yet other sages maintain that acts of sacrifice, charity and penance should never be abandoned. So here if you see, so Arjuna is having a doubt actually, what confusion is there. So that's why he's approaching Lord Krishna. So if you see that actually Lord is being understood as Keshi, here we see like Keshi Nisudan, first sloka. So like killer of Keshi Demon. So here also Lord is being understood with many names. So here devil means actually our doubts. Like asuras, we call them that way. So here also we have many doubts actually. So all these doubts can be cleared only through Lord Krishna. So we have many doubts actually. So all the doubts cannot be solved by looking through like Google or AI. So we give many different opinions sometimes. But ultimate authority is Lord Krishna. So he is giving the final answer to Lord to Arjuna here. And he is also known as here Rishikesha, the master of the senses in the first sloka. Because like he is the Rishikesha means he is the Lord of all senses. Rishika means senses and Isha means Lord. So he is the Lord of all senses. So after asking this question, so again Lord is answering. What is answering? The giving up of activities that are based on material desire is what great men call now sort of life. To give up the material desire is known as now sort of sannyasa, is known as sannyasa. And giving up of the results of activities is what is called renunciation or tyājyaṁ. So what is tyājyaṁ and what is sannyasa? It's been mentioned, it's been explained as class I think Sushant will explain that. So again, coming to today's sloka here, some learned men declare that all kinds of fruitive activities should be given up as faulty, and other sages maintain that acts of sacrifice, charity and penance should never be abandoned. So here again, Krishna is telling that actually, some people, they tell that all activities should be given up as faulty, all fruitive activities. So we should not do anything like that. Sometimes some people will say. Generally we call that actually like Mayavadis. They tell that Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya. Even this world is false, only Brahman is true. They tell that actually. But as per our Siddhanta, like we can understand that actually, world is not false, it is temporary actually. It's not false. So they are telling that actually we need to give up every activity, but it's not possible to give up activities. Even we cannot stay for a moment without taking air actually. So we need to eat something, we need to take rest. So we cannot completely avoid all activities. So it is not possible. Like theoretically they may be telling, but it's not practical for all of us. So that's what the first thing is mentioned actually. Like when declare all kinds of fruitive activities should be given up as faulty. But the real process is to engage our body in service of Lord Krishna. That is the process which Krishna himself is mentioning actually. So like we got a body. So we know that actually body gives us a lot of troubles due to body we are conditioned. But it doesn't mean that actually we should give up the body and we should sacrifice everything. That is not possible. So the best way is to engage our body in service of Lord Krishna so that ourselves will get purified. The material body gets spiritualized. So here also, so we can give an example to understand. So generally somebody is having headache. So one may tell that actually because I am having head, that's why I am getting headache. So better that I will just cut off my head. So one day is feeling like that actually. So that is what actually is Maya, like giving up everything. So that is not possible. Like, even if we give up that tendency that I am giving up that tendency is also, I think that I am giving up so that I am giving up something. So that I tendency is there already. So instead of that, if somebody is saying that I am having headache, so better let me take some medicine and make my health good and let me engage in God's service. So that's what actually Bhakti Yoga teaches us. So giving up everything, like they call neti. This is wrong, this is not good, this is not good, like that. So that is not possible in this Kali-yuga, especially like to give up everything. So only thing is to give up that proprietorship mentality, like I am rid of everything, it's mine. So we should understand that everything I should do should be done for the pleasure of Krishna. So that's what Bhagavad-Gītā teaches us. Because if we use everything for our own sense gratification, we are bound up with karma. But at the same time, if we utilize everything in Krishna's service, so actually we are getting liberated. Actually, this is what Bhagavad-Gītā basically teaches us. So here also, this is what actually like the second thing. Like in other stages, maintain that acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance should never be abandoned. In the second case, so three things are yajña-dāna-tapaḥ. Three things are being mentioned. So giving sacrifice, giving charity, and giving penances. So one is saying that we should give up all activities, and another one is saying that actually we should not abandon all these activities. So here we can understand that, as we mentioned earlier, so giving up all activities is not possible. So what we can do is that actually whatever we do, like no, it should be given us as an offering to Lord Krishna. So like in this law, no? Actually, like whatever we do, whatever we eat, whatever we offer should be given as a sacrifice to Lord Krishna. So in the same way, whatever activities we are doing, we should give as a sacrifice to Lord Krishna. That's being mentioned here. So here sometimes there is a confusion. Sometimes happens. Generally, when we read scriptures, many things have been mentioned actually. So when we read, sometimes somebody is saying that we should give up all fruitive activities, but at the same time somebody is saying that we should do everything in sacrifice of Lord Krishna. We should do everything to please Lord Krishna. So there is always a confusion generally when we read different scriptures. So you can understand one thing, like even if you take Bible or Quran and if you take Bhagavad-Gītā, so if somebody is not an expert, then he will find some conflicts in between all these scriptures. So generally we may think that actually one scripture is linked some other thing, one scripture is linked another thing. So ultimately one may become fanatic and ultimately he will claim that actually my scripture is good, your scripture is bad. All these different fights will happen sometimes. So in order to understand all these things, so we need somebody who is self-realized actually, who knows the essence of all scriptures. So we can take a simple example. Even if we want to study something, any material subjects, we need the help of a teacher. Whatever it may be, like any material subjects like whatever we teachers in school, or if we want to learn some art, so we need a material teacher. So similarly, to understand something which is beyond our perception, which is transcendental to our senses, we need also somebody who is expert in that. So that's what, so we need to take shelter of self-realized soul who knows the things as it is, who can present the things as per the time, place and circumstances. So if you read Vedas, Vedas tells many things. So all these things are mentioned according to that, to a particular type of person, to that type of age. So we cannot apply all those things currently in this age actually. So somebody will tell that actually Vedas is telling this thing, now it is telling that thing. So Vedas is self-contradicting. But actually contradiction is being created by our mind only. There is no contradiction in Vedic places. So they are teaching something according to that time, place and circumstances for the particular person. But here, when we see somebody from this age is thinking something and he is trying to do something mentioned in Vedic places before many ages, then that won't seem practical for him. So he will tell that actually Vedas is not practical. But actually, we need to take everything through Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. So that is the center of everything. Like we have a tripod here. So it is standing on three legs. So similarly, so if there is one leg is missing, then it cannot stand properly. So similarly, if you want to know anything, so we need to take shelter of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. So ultimately, the basis is Shastra, and Guru and Sadhu will facilitate us to follow everything according to Shastra. Shastra is the basis actually. So even if somebody is telling something, then we need to check with Shastra. Shastra is the basis. Based on which Guru and Sadhus will teach us. So in the same way, here also we can understand that actually. So if we want to understand all this, maybe we can see some differences of opinions between different scriptures. So if we need to really understand the essence of the scriptures and act practically, then we need to take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. Otherwise, we get confused actually. When we read something, then we see that this is right, this is wrong, then we will get confused. So that's why there is a need of and like we need to take shelter of one faith spiritual master. You understand? So that is the system being here in ISKCON also. We see that actually we have different spiritual masters, so we need to, one who is serious, who want to advance in spiritual life, he need to take shelter of a one faith spiritual master, get initiated, and he is to follow his instructions so that he can finally get enlightened and reach the perfection of life. So otherwise we cannot just understand everything with our logic and with our intelligence. Because even if somebody knows better logic, somebody can defeat us with another logic also. So arguments or materials won't help us to understand Shastras. Shastras can be learned only with a humble mode actually. So when oneself surrenders, that means he's a mode of humility. So when one surrenders and when he serves a qualified spiritual master in a submissive mode, then only he can get the real knowledge from him. So in that way only one can get all these clearances from different contradictions in Shastras here, which is mentioned. So for example, here it also is mentioned like animals being killed in a sacrifice. Actually, so this is not possible now actually. Somebody is saying that I can kill animal in a sacrifice, so we don't get anything pure to do. We don't know who is a pure Brahmin to recite the Veda mantras in proper way, at that proper like tone and everything. Then we need to do everything in a proper atmosphere and everything. So that is not possible in this age of Kali. So actually the animal sacrifice is being done, recommended in Vedic literatures, because to rejuvenate the body of that animal so that he will get immediately the human form of life. Not like that they are killing the animal to eat actually. That is not the purpose actually here. So they will test the mantras and the animal will get elevated to the, maybe it has to go through different stages, but immediately it can reach the human form of life. But here it is, Vedas is telling one thing, but if we want to follow all those things, then we need to say that actually we need to follow the codes mentioned in the Shastras actually, like how we should do the animal sacrifice. There should be a pure Brahma, and the atmosphere should be clean and neat, and everything is been mentioned. So now it is not possible. We won't be able to see any pure Brahma nowadays. It's not possible to do all these sacrifices nowadays in this age of Kali. The only sacrifice for this guys, but Hare Krishna Mahamana, Hare Nam Sankirtan is the Yuga Dharma of this age. So we need to follow whatever the like the Guru Sadhu Shastra tells us actually. For example, if we see, if somebody is having some disease, so he cannot tell that he will go to pharmacy and he cannot argue that I need this medicine. So if he takes another medicine, then maybe what will happen? He won't get cured of his disease. Ultimately, it will have different effect for him. So similarly, so if we take the prescription of the doctor, he will give us the medicine, and that medicine, if we take properly as per the regulations or prescriptions given by the doctor, then we get cured of the disease. Similarly, if we see the prescription is the Shastras here, and Guru is the doctor, he is giving us, and pharmacist is the devotees. So they are giving us all these details. So one who follows Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, they will get cured of the Bhagavad disease. Otherwise, what will happen is that actually we will try many things, we have limited time, ultimately we won't get, we won't reach the perfection of life. So similarly, in this way that actually here, so when we read this, we will get confused actually, what we need to do, what we don't want to do. So ultimately, so we need to take shelter of a qualified spiritual master and follow his teachings. Then only we can understand what is mentioned in Shastras as per the time, place and circumstances. Otherwise, we will get confused actually. So that is why we need to take shelter of a qualified spiritual master, because he got self-realized through by taking shelter of his spiritual master, who ultimately will go towards Krishna. So we have this Guru Shishya Parampara, even in this Bhagavad-Gītā, I think 41st page or 31st page, you can see it actually here. Krishna, Brahma, Narada, Dāsa. So if you see this Guru Parampara, 32nd Acharyas, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is coming in this chain of disciplic succession. It's unbroken, coming from Krishna, Brahma, Narada, Dāsa. So the message we are getting is as it is. Even Srila Prabhupada mentions sometimes actually. So everyone appreciates Srila Prabhupada, like you have made many disciples, you have preached what nobody else can do. So Srila Prabhupada he always tells one thing actually. The only credit I just want to take is that I just repeated the message as it is. So that is the one thing. So whatever, the only qualification which one needs to preach is that actually, like whatever he reads, actually he should, like what Srila Prabhupada tells actually, we need to understand the things as it is and present it as it is actually. So in Shastras, whatever is being mentioned, we need to understand as it is, and we should also present as it is without deviating anything like that actually. So Prabhupada only qualification was that actually, because he just presented as it is. That's why it attracted all the people. So like even Prabhupada tells sometimes actually, like Ekas Chandra Tamo Bhanti, he tells that he mentions that actually even one moon is sufficient, there is no need of millions of stars. So Prabhupada is always actually he just wants the quality to be mentioned, quality to be he just wants quality to be maintained actually. So even if one becomes a pure devotee, I am happy like that. That's what Srila Prabhupada mentions in introduction to Bhagavad-Gītā. But we can see that actually what happened is that actually thousands of pure devotees are being cultivated through this through ISKCON. If you see, many spiritual masters are done, everyone is getting trained. So we can really understand what is the real truth, and we can approach the truth by following this path of devotion, coming through this disciplic succession. So it is good method of preaching. If we see, because we can see that many like years are going, the number of devotees are increasing, number of people chanting Hare Krishna is increasing, number of books distributed is increasing, number of plates of prasad distributed is increasing. So if we see, number of temples opened is increasing. So from this, it is we can judge based on results actually. The results will indicate what is right and what is wrong. So if more people are coming to devotion service, means actually the process works. If we work the process actually. So we can see that actually if somebody sincerely follows the teachings of Bhagavad-Gītā as it is, by taking shelter of spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada, then he can ultimately reach the ultimate goal of life. And all this confusion which has been mentioned in this talk will be clear by taking shelter of the spiritual master, and he can ultimately reach the stage of pure devotion. That's what actually Bhagavad-Gītā also teaches us. First, it's been mentioned in Purport, Yesadeve Parabhakta, Syadashadra Vishnu, Yesadeve Parabhakta, Edadeve Tadapuru, Tasyeda Hendatyata, Prakashande Mahatana. So it's been mentioned, one who has implicit faith in the words of spiritual master and Lord Krishna, all the imports of Vedic literature is being revealed to him. That's what Shastra says actually. So only the qualification which we need is to have a faith in the teachings of Lord Krishna and spiritual master, the acharyas. Then all the teachings, all the imports of Vedic literatures will be revealed to all of us actually. So only thing which we need is actually that faith in Krishna and spiritual master and our sincerity to follow that faith actually. So one is sincere to follow the teachings of Bhagavad-Gītā as it is, then he can reach the perfection of life, and ultimately he can be happy. For that only we are actually gathering here for every week actually, to get happiness. That's why Srila Prabhupada always tells, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. So why we are chanting Hare Krishna? Ultimately to be happy. So why we are congregating? Because to get happiness only. Because we are trying happiness in different places. Maybe we go to some places, maybe we go to different places, maybe we will go to cinema, to park, to mart, but we are not getting real happiness. But only happiness being for all the being a part and parcel of Lord Krishna, being a soul, we are not this world, being a soul, we can be happy only by getting connected to Lord Krishna. So that's why when we congregate here, when we chant Krishna's names, when we eat prasadam, when we do services, we are getting happiness, because we are getting reconnected to our original state, which is like being a devotee of Lord Krishna. So only through that way one can be really happy in this form of life. So our mind may tell that actually we will do this thing, that thing, many things, but we cannot get real happiness through different things. We can try actually, but if we try, what will happen is that actually we will lose our time. We have very limited time, but we have unlimited choices here. But the intelligence seems to use this limited time in the perfect choice. What is the perfect choice? To take shelter of Krishna by reading Bhagavad-Gītā, chanting Hare Krishna Mantra. In that way, one can perfect the life of everyone. So that's what this sloka tells. So I'm not, as we need to Damodar Arati also, I'm not taking more time. So anyone have any doubt, they can ask this topic.
Some sacrifice, like that animal sacrifice that we used to do before goddess, like Kali, Durga, like this. So they will tell these are like giving it prasad and all, but maybe they are all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavi, they won't take
Yes,
this.
yes.
So how should we tell? Means we can
How to tell them?
we can tell, but what to understand in this, that what is the wrong they are doing like
Yes.
this.
So actually, so one thing is that actually we are doing many things based on our mental concoction. So we can just ask them where it is mentioned like that. So everything should be based on Shastras.
West Bengal, maybe temple is there.
Yes.
In that temple itself, there used to give
Yes,
some
yes,
prasadam like that. This is the prasadam from ancestors that they are giving like that. And how can it will be wrong like that?
Yeah. Because actually prasadam means only Krishna prasadam. That's what I actually mentioned. So even if actually if somebody is taking some prasadam, actually we take some offerings of even demigods. So demigods themselves, they won't take anything other than Krishna prasadam. So whatever we offer to Krishna, then that only they will take. And what we can offer to Krishna, patram pushpam phalam toyam. So in that way if we see, so whatever we offer, things in that it's not mentioned all these things, then ultimately Krishna won't take it. If Krishna won't take, then these demigods also won't take it. So in that way we can mention them based on Shastras. So if they are telling something, then we should ask them where is the reference actually. Yeah. So that is the way, because like a lawyer, generally lawyer tells everything based on his Indian penal code, IPC, everything he mentions actually. Similarly, whatever we say, it should be based on Shastras. So in that way we can slowly convince them actually. So maybe we can give them some prasada and we can ask them to chant Hare Krishna. Slowly we can cultivate, because some things we cannot work out within 1 minute. We cannot just refute them with the philosophy. But ultimately, by our own character and by our own compassion, we can gradually bring them slowly, and we can teach them based on Shastras also. We have many traditions, people will follow many traditions actually, but they are not knowing why they are doing. If we ask them, they don't know. They tell them because my father was doing, my mother was doing. But ultimately, if we do something without understanding the reason behind that, ultimately it will make us bound to the karma chakra. So we should be very clear what we are doing. It should be based on Shastras. So that's why we need to take shelter of Shastras. So that's the main thing. Like in ISKCON, the best thing is that actually whatever we do, there is a reason behind that actually. Because we are not doing anything blindly. Because behind everything there is a reason. So that's why it's very practical. This Bhagavad-Gītā as it is very practical. Because when we read, we will know that how to apply in our own life. Thank you. Anybody else have any questions? I think newcomers has come. So we welcome the newcomers also. Thank you for coming. So we were just ending the class actually. So I think you got something from the class. So if you don't get anything, at least we will ask you to chant Hare Krishna Mantra daily, 1 or 10 times. That is the ultimate the teaching of all these Shastras. So daily you can chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare daily. At least 1 or 10 times. It takes hardly less than 10 minutes. So if we chant daily, then we will feel the happiness in our lives, because it's not possible to go daily to the temple or do all the pujas, but just by chanting Hare Krishna Mantra, one can perfect our lives. This is what actually Shastras also say. This age of Kali, Harinam Sankirtan is the Yuga Dharma. So that we can follow these things. Damodar Bhagavad-Gītā ki Srila Prabhupada ki. So we know that this month is the holy month of Kartik or Damodar month. So our greatest fortune this month is to have to daily offer the yajñas to Lord Damodar. So I hope everyone is doing that in your home, mostly, most of us. Or if you are not doing, at least you can start from today and you can continue daily. Offer a yajña to the photo of Yashoda-Damodar, which has been kept here. So we have the small cards also available in the table also there. So if you want, you can take a photo and do it daily. Offer the yajña to Lord Damodar, Yashoda-Damodar. We offer in such a way, we offer it in clockwise way with 4 times in Lord's lotus feet and in his navel 2 times and in face 3 times and holy 7 times like that. And then we do actually. So it's very auspicious to do this in this month of holy month of Kartik, this month of Damodar. So out of all these months, this Damodar month is very special and very dear to Lord Krishna, because in this month most of the pastimes of Lord Krishna has happened actually. You see many festivals will happen. Diwali, then Damodar Leela happened on the day of Diwali, then Govardhan Puja happened, then we have Radha Kund appearance day, Gulashtami, and most auspicious like divine disappearance day of Srila Prabhupada. So many festivals and Gopashtami. So all these festivals happens in this month. So it's very dear to Srimati Radharani and Lord Krishna. So whatever is dear to Lord Krishna and Radharani should be dear to all of us also. So we should daily do it. Anytime you can do. Preferably in the evening, generally we can, but if you don't have time, daily you can offer the yajña to Lord Damodar. So we get immense spiritual benefit by doing this small activity. So that is the benefit of spiritual things. Even if you do knowingly or unknowingly, we get a lot of benefit. So we will sing this Damodar Artanam. So then after reciting the Damodar Artanam, then we can offer the yajñas to Lord Damodar. This makes to, I'll just recite 2 stanzas again follow. That is the way which generally works through. Namāmīśvaram Satchidananda-rūpam Lasakundalam Gopurevajamānam
Bhakti
Namo
प्रिय प्रियाय नमो नंदनीराय देवाय तुभ्यं
नमो राधिकाय प्रियाय नमो नंदनीराय देवाय तुभ्यं
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Prabhu